So what we are going to talk about today is how to prove a good faith marriage for immigration purposes. So, hello everyone. For those of you who are just joining us, today we are going to talk about how to prove that your marriage was entered into in good faith and not for the purpose of circumventing immigration law. And if you guys don't know, we are going to take your questions live. So please put them in the chat. We are right now live on multiple platforms. We are on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you put your chat comments in there, I will address them in the order in which I get them. So right now we are going to focus on what to do to prove a good faith marriage if you are in the United States or if you are applying for an immigrant visa based on marriage at your local consulate. And for those of us who don't know, and it's your first time here, welcome. I am Immigration Attorney Connie Kaplan. We are in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, but we help immigrants everywhere make the United States their permanent home. We have currently clients in 46 states, and I think today we might just get to the 47th state, so that's awesome. Thank you guys for your support. So let's talk about getting married to a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident and how we can prove that your marriage was entered into in good faith. So while you put your questions there, let's make sure we are going to address how the process works in general, and then how do we get to the point of having to prove the marriage, okay? So first, okay, you fell in love, and then your U.S. citizen or permanent resident spouse is filing a petition on your behalf. If you are already in the United States and you are here you entered with a visa, then they can file a one-step application that includes your green card application. If not, they are going to file it separately, and then you are going to have your interview abroad at your consulate. Okay? So how do we prove the marriage? We're not going to focus on green card and how you enter the country and all that things. We are going to really focus on proving the marriage to your U.S. citizen and to make sure you did not enter into that marriage just to get a green card. That's what the government is focusing on, all right? And that burden, it's on you to prove that that is what happened, okay? It's your burden to show and your burden to prove that you indeed have married your spouse with the goal of having a life together, okay? So before we get into that, let's address a couple of questions. Okay, how long does it take to get a green card after fingerprints in U visa case? Ooh, just because you had your fingerprints doesn't mean you're getting a green card. Depends on what your fingerprints were asked for. Was it because of your final step in the process after your U visa was approved, or was it for the work permit for your work for your U visa? So it's a lot more information that is needed. The fingerprints is only a process, and how long it takes after that has nothing to do with anything. If you're talking about how long does it take to get the work permit in your U visa case, that's a different question. All right, let's see. I have approval of asylum. I applied for I-485 and I want to apply for my daughter I-130, but she says I can't. It really depends. If you did not include your daughter on your asylum application, then you cannot. You may need to wait until later on and then petition for your daughter. It also depends on her age. So that is an actual complicated question that it's not suited for this. We would need to know a lot more information and review some documents in your possession so we can determine the best way to apply for your daughter. Okay. So till my green card on my hand. Good. How do I report fraud? You filed a petition last year, and the next step was affidavit of support. If you haven't filed your affidavit of support, then you do not have any liability. Okay. To prove fraud, to report fraud, all you have to do is call the 800 number, but they will ask for proof. So doesn't count for much. All right. Hi, my cousin's mom is a permanent resident. Can she file petition for my cousin, 37-year-old, married? She can file. She cannot file as a permanent resident. She would need, well, it depends. It depends on the visa bulletin and how long it's going to take. But generally speaking, parents can file for spouses and children if they are not married. If they are married, you may be a U.S. citizen. So where are you from? Well, I am located in the United States. We are located in Florida, but we help immigrants everywhere make the United States their permanent home. So hopefully that answers your question. How can I travel to the U.S.? I'm in Gambia, and my wife is in the U.S. Depending on her status, if she is a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident, she can petition for you to come here as an immigrant, basically get your immigrant visa or the green card. If that is not her status, if she's here on a work visa, then you may be able to come here as her spouse if you are legally married. Depending on your education, you might have other options. All right. Okay, this is the first time you're getting fingerprints. You don't know for what. Okay, so first things, you look at the notice from the notice that you took with you, the paper, your appointment paper. And on top of that, it will tell you what applications or what receipt numbers you are getting fingerprinted for. So if the receipt number that's there is your green card application, then you're getting fingerprinted for the green card. If your U visa is not yet approved, it's probably not the green card. Depends on where you filed it. U visa takes a few years. So depends on when you filed. Likelihood is probably that it is the work permit. You would already know that your U visa was approved. And in that case, you have to wait for the actual the notice for the biometrics, for the fingerprints, for the green card. It's part of your green card process. You would know if you already applied for that. So I'm assuming you probably got fingerprinted for the work permit. You can ask your lawyer to help you with that. What will it cost for you to be my wife? That is such an inappropriate question. It's ridiculous, actually. Hi, ma'am. I have the green card and we have our DNA test. How long does the visa takes after that? It depends. Normally, DNA test is not required unless the relationship is between father and child. If the relationship is between father and child, you only need your DNA if the government, the consulate, requested it. Once you did submit that, the government consulate can take their sweet time. If it's been a long time and you haven't heard back, there are ways we can try to file inquiries on your case. And in some cases, you might actually have to file a lawsuit in federal court to get them to make a final decision in your case. I'm from Ghana, married with 2 kids, expecting another one. Hey, congratulations. How do I apply for the USA visa lottery? Well, right now you cannot apply because it has not opened. As soon as they open it, usually in October, follow us and we'll let you know. We are going to post it as soon as it's announced, okay? All right, good. So we were addressing your questions, and while you guys post the rest of them, let's talk about proving a marriage. What does the government consider a good faith marriage? Okay, so you have to show the government that you entered into this marriage in good faith for the purposes of living with the person, having a life together, having children. And part of those marriages, in most cases, okay, it's joint financial responsibility. So that is the main proof that the government is looking for. They will want to see that you and your spouse live at the same address, that you have all the utilities under both of your names, and no, you not having a social security number, it's not an excuse for not having your name on utilities. They want to see car insurance. They want to see bank accounts, joint bank accounts. And this is what we see a lot, because I don't know where you guys are getting all this information is, oh, we do have joint bank accounts. And then I get 12 months to 24 months on joint bank statements, both of their names in there, not one transaction. Not one transaction. Guys, the government is going to look at those bank statements. And what do they want to see? Okay, is both of your names on the bank account. They want to see your direct deposits on your paychecks going to that bank account. They want to see transactions made at the same stores on both of your cards. They want to see a lot. Okay. Many people think I just got a joint bank account and now I can prove it to the government that I am in a good faith marriage. Not so fast. Okay. And let me tell you another thing. If I don't believe you, the immigration officer will definitely not believe you. So the standard of proof is not as easy as you guys, it's not as easy as you guys, it's high. It's not as easy as you guys think to actually prove to the government that you're in a real marriage, especially if you come from different cultural backgrounds. Say one of you is American, never been outside the United States until you guys met each other, and the other one say it's in Ghana, okay? You need to prove that is a real marriage. And why, for example, and I'm not saying this is right, but this is how they have their fraud indicators. They don't call them racial differences, they call them cultural differences. They want to see the same background or similar background. They want to see a similar education level, similar religions, similarity in age, closeness in age. Don't get me wrong, we had a client that age difference, so that's the difference between one and the other, was 64 years, and we got it approved. But we had so much other documentation. You have to worry about how the officer is going to perceive your relationship. Okay? So remember that there are fraud indicators. Not having the same address, it's a fraud indicator. Not having joint bank accounts, not filing your taxes together, not having a lot of these things, not having traveled to each other's families, if they are not in the same states and not having traveled. I mean, there are so many red flags. All right, so let's go over some questions at this point before I continue. All right. Agnes, hi, I'm from Uganda. Isn't possible for me invitation letter with visa? You do not always need an invitation letter. You can apply for a tourist visa, assuming the consulate in your country is open and actually processing tourist visas, okay? You do not always need an invitation letter. You can come here as a tourist as long as you show the consular officer that you are going to be returning to your country. And how do you prove that? You prove that by having proof of family relationship. You have a husband, you have kids back home, you have grandkids back home, your whole family is back home, you have nobody here. You are showing that you have property or money in the bank back in your home country, and you have a very steady job, and as a result you have no reason to remain in the United States. So you have to show to the officer at the consulate in less than 2 minutes that it is more likely than not that you are going to return to Uganda than remaining in the United States. So I hope that helps you, Agnes. Hello, ma'am. Namaste. I'm Sanjay from Dubai. I want to come there in Canada, so I don't have any idea. I do not handle immigration to Canada. I cannot help you with that. Can a person sue their lawyer if the person got the lawyer to sign a paper to pay for person's actions? I don't understand the question, but in the United States, you can sue anybody. So yeah, I guess you can sue your lawyer as well. But I don't know what that means, to sign a paper to pay for person's actions. I don't know what that means. Is it possible, Agnes, isn't possible some to give me invitation later with visa? You do not need an invitation. Having an invitation helps very little. In some places, it's a misconception that it's still required. The person who is inviting you needs to be a close family member or friend, and they need to show their taxes and they need to show all that. But for a regular tourist visa, that is not what you need to prove. If you have, I'm 20 years old, don't have any visa, no passport, no everything, how can you get the green card? You can't. You need to get the passport first. Ariel, how long should I wait if I file for an I-130 and I-145 for my adopted son, and it has been since December 2019? It really depends on more information than that. It depends on your location, where you filed it, what is the history of the case, and where is your son, and all those things. So we really need to look into that. You might want to book a consultation and give us all those documents ahead of time so we can give you the best advice, okay? I have no idea how long would it take on that specific combination. What's the best way to get in contact with you? The best way to get in contact with us is my link in bio. You are contacting me right now on TikTok, so my bio has a link where you can book a consultation with us. All right. Do we pay to apply for lottery to the United States? No. The lottery, when it is open, it is only open for 30 days. Usually opens in October. If you are applying to any other website where they are asking you for money, or they are allowing you to apply, say November through September, that is not the right website, that is not the right place to apply, and you should never have to pay anything just to apply. Okay, now let's say you get selected on the lottery and then you have to go through the process. Yes, there are fees associated with getting the visa, but to apply for the lottery, it's always free. Anybody asking you to pay for anything regarding the lottery, it's a scam. Do not do it. I hear people telling us, especially on TikTok all the time, I've been applying for years and I paid so much money and I never win. You probably didn't apply, or the other person didn't apply for you. They just took your money. So unless you are applying on the official website, then don't. Chartwick, if you don't find the link is right there. You know the button that says Instagram? There are 2 links there. You can go to our Beacons page and that's where the link is. Okay, I cannot advise to Canadian immigration. If you are in the UAE, many of you are in the UAE, you are in Dubai, you are in Abu Dhabi, you are in some countries, Romania, Poland, and whatever, but you are not from there. For most of the visas, it is more important not where you are, but what color is your passport. So it is more important to know your country of citizenship and your country of nationality than it is to know where you're a resident or where you're working. All right, let's see. How about business visa from the UK to the United States? Depends on the business visa. We have treaty with the UK, and some visas are available, such as EB5, E2, L1, and each of those have a different criteria, okay? L1 is very good option if you have had your business in the UK for longer than 3 years and you're ready to open a subsidiary or an affiliate in the United States. If you have over 600,000 US dollars, maybe an EB5, it's a better version. But right now there is an injunction in place and that would prevent you from that. Now, when you're asking this question, I'm assuming you are a citizen of the UK. If you're not, these options are not available to you, and it depends on where you are, what your nationality is, or depending on the visa, what your country of citizenship is. All right? So be more specific. Because I got this one and I was told I must pay. I didn't want to pay. It's a scam. Yes, it is a scam. If you have to pay to apply for your green card lottery, it's a scam. Don't do it. I got my green card last March of 2019. March of 2019, that was 2 years ago, lady. Angie, okay, your green card was March of 2019. That's been over 2 years, okay? When can I apply for N400? You've been married for 9 years. So when you did get the green card, you didn't get a conditional green card. You most likely got a permanent residency, and the code on your green card is IR6, right? If that is the case, you can apply for citizenship if you've been married and still living with your US citizen husband, and your husband was a citizen for at least 3 years at the time you got your green card. Then you can apply for naturalization after 3 years, basically 2 years and 9 months. We can help you with that, and we can determine if this is the right time for you, okay? Give us a call. What about Algeria? I have a relative who won a green card in 2018, but he didn't process it. Can it be reactivated? No, it cannot. They need to start from zero. I'm from West Africa, Sierra Leone, and I stay in Dubai now, and I want to come to the US. Okay, so depends on how you want to come to the United States. You want to look at temporary options or permanent options. Temporary options, you probably are looking for either an investor visa or you are looking for a work visa. So you need an employer willing to petition for you, or you need to have significant sums of money to invest in a business and show that you are going to create jobs in the United States. Okay. Employment options, you just need to find an employer willing to petition for you. Okay. Everybody's asking me, especially on TikTok, well, can you help me get a job? No, I cannot help you get a job. There is no such thing as a general website or program or anything I can direct you to where all the jobs that are hiring foreigners are. There is no such thing. It's a capitalist country. Every single employer does their own hiring wherever they want to do it. Okay. So you need to do your research and you need to find that. Same thing applies. Can you help me find a wife or a husband? No, I can't help you with that either. Not only it is illegal, there are marriage brokers out there. We are not it. We are immigration attorneys. Okay. But it's unethical and unprofessional for an immigration lawyer to do that. I'm a British citizen. Great. So your options then, first, give us a consult because we probably can discuss this in detail and determine what your particular options are. You might be able to do an E2 visa. You might be able to do an L1, and depends on your long-term goals and the goals of your family. You might have other options. Okay. You provide free consultation. No, we do not provide free consultations. This is your free consultation. Sorry, I just want to ask one more question. If I want to buy a business in the United States, yes, you can. If you want to buy a business in the United States, you can give us a call and let's see what is your best option. Again, probably E2. I'm actually not looking for a visa. I'm based in Paris. Okay, just need your personal contact info. We don't give that out. All right. Thank you so much. My pleasure. I already finished all fees and NVC is accepted all my documents. Great. But Ethiopian embassy, I'm assuming it's still closed. That has nothing to do with you, Mahmoud, okay? That has nothing to do with you. The consulates have been closed for a year and a half. They are not processing visas. What you need to know, you paid all the fees, NVC accepted, and your status at NVC says documentarily qualified since September. You are in the queue when they are reopening for your particular visa type. When they get to you, they'll get to you. There is nothing you can do to speed it up. Expedite categories in some circumstances are available. We have seen most of them denied. Okay, it has nothing to do with you. It's your consulate. The lottery, does it covers the whole family? Is it for the individual? I would suggest that every member of your family who is qualified to apply should apply. Basically, if you're married, you and your husband should apply separately, because that is 2 chances you get. If your children are under the age, they are automatically included. You do not have to list them at this time. They will go on your visa application. Same thing for your husband. If the children are over a certain age, you cannot. Ma'am, I want to work in the US. Great. Work visa. Find an employer in the United States who can petition for you, and then you can do it. What's a lottery visa? If you apply for this lottery that is free to apply for, but it's not yet available for this year, then you win a green card, which is permanent residency in the United States. What is the process in terms of marriage there? If you have a girlfriend in the United States or a fiance in the United States and you met in person at least once, then she can petition for you if she is a US citizen. Other than that, you can find the process is very complicated. Keep following us, because on every single live, I go pieces of this and I go over it. It will take me 2 weeks, 3 weeks just to give you the basics of this. So that's why each single one of the lives has very small portions. Okay, so today we are focusing only on how to prove that the marriage is real. It used to be years ago that if you had children with your spouse, if you have children with your US citizen spouse or permanent resident, then you would be considered that you have a good faith marriage. That's not even the case anymore, because so many people have children outside the marriage. All right, I'm going to answer 2 more questions, and then I'm going to have to close up because I have another commitment. So am I eligible for the lottery if I'm from Pakistan? Most likely not, but every year is different. Okay, let's see. I have an English degree and work as a sales consultant in some company. I'm married with 1 kid. See if you can find a job in the United States for someone to petition for you. Also, if your wife has a degree, she might be able to get a job faster than you, and then you all come together. Can I pay for lottery visa? And no, you should not. It is free. All right, my time is up for today, guys. It's good to have you all here. And I will talk to you, I think tomorrow morning. I'm not sure. Bye-bye.